Everyone is calling Rocket Lab's Iridium deal a challenge to SpaceX. That headline is useful, but it is not the real story. Rocket Lab did not pay $8 billion just to buy satellites. It bought spectrum, customers, recurring revenue, and something much more valuable: time. In late June 2026, Rocket Lab agreed to acquire Iridium Communications in a cash and stock deal valued around $8 billion. The simple version is easy to understand. Rocket Lab makes rockets. Iridium operates a satellite communications network. Put them together and you get a public space company that looks more like SpaceX. But that simple version is also where investors can get misled. Iridium is not Starlink. Rocket Lab is not suddenly the new SpaceX. And this deal is not automatically a win just because it sounds vertically integrated. The real question is whether Rocket Lab can turn a launch and space systems business into a durable space utility before the cost of that transformation catches up with it. The reason this deal immediately got attention is obvious. SpaceX has shown the most powerful business model in space: own the rockets, build the satellites, operate the network, and sell the service directly to customers. That is why every headline wants to frame Rocket Lab plus Iridium as a Starlink challenge. But if you stop there, you miss the useful part. Rocket Lab is not buying a consumer broadband network. It is not buying thousands of high-capacity satellites. It is buying a very different kind of communications business: L-band satellite connectivity for mission-critical use cases like maritime, aviation, IoT, government, and defense. That difference matters because the bull case is not that Rocket Lab becomes a cheaper Starlink overnight. The bull case is that Rocket Lab stops being only a supplier and starts becoming an operator. Iridium brings assets that are hard to create from scratch. It has an operating low Earth orbit satellite network, a global customer base, and valuable spectrum rights. Reports around the deal point to more than 2.5 million subscribers, a global L-band network, and a business that already generates recurring service revenue. A rocket company can build launch capacity. A spacecraft company can build hardware. But a communications network with global rights, paying customers, installed terminals, and government trust is not something you can launch into existence next quarter. That is why the phrase Rocket Lab bought satellites is too small. Satellites are the visible asset. The invisible asset is market access. In the Bloomberg interview, Peter Beck framed the future of large space companies as blurry. Launch, spacecraft, and applications start to blend together. That is the key to this deal. Before Iridium, Rocket Lab already had two important pieces. It had Electron and a developing medium-lift rocket in Neutron. It also had a growing space systems business: spacecraft, components, software, and defense-related capability. But the third leg was the application layer. In plain English, that means the service the customer actually pays for again and again. Iridium gives Rocket Lab that third leg. It gives the company a direct reason to care about the economics of an operating network, not just the economics of building and launching things for other people. The lazy version of the story is that Rocket Lab is now coming for Starlink. That may work as a headline, but it is technically sloppy. Starlink is primarily known for high bandwidth internet. Iridium is known for reliable, lower bandwidth L-band communications in places where normal networks do not work: oceans, aircraft, remote industrial sites, military operations, and emergency environments. Those are different markets. The better comparison is not product versus product. The better comparison is business model versus business model. SpaceX proved that vertical integration can make a space network stronger. Rocket Lab is trying to build its own version of that logic, but in a different part of the connectivity market. Investors often focus on the number of satellites because it is easy to visualize. 66 active satellites sounds concrete, but spectrum can matter more than metal in orbit. Spectrum is permission. It determines what frequencies a network can use, where it can operate, and what kinds of services it can reliably provide. You can raise money to build satellites. You can hire engineers. You can book launches. But globally coordinated spectrum and long-running customer relationships are much harder to replicate quickly. That is why the real asset in this deal may not be the constellation itself. The real asset may be the right to operate a trusted communications layer across markets that care more about reliability than flashy download speeds. Neutron is the part that makes the story exciting and risky at the same time. If Rocket Lab can bring Neutron online and prove it can launch larger payloads at competitive economics, then owning a network becomes more powerful. Rocket Lab could eventually launch, replenish, and upgrade its own communications infrastructure instead of depending entirely on outside launch providers. That is the SpaceX lesson. The network is stronger when the launch cost is internal. But this is also where investors need discipline. Neutron is still an execution story. It should be treated as a management target and a strategic option, not as a guaranteed solved problem. The deal becomes much more attractive if Neutron works. It becomes much more stressful if Neutron slips, underperforms, or costs more than expected. The bull case is that Rocket Lab is buying its way into a more durable business model. Launch revenue can be lumpy. Hardware contracts can be project-based, but communications services can be recurring. If Rocket Lab can combine launch, spacecraft manufacturing, spectrum, and customers, it starts to look less like a pure space manufacturer and more like an infrastructure company. That matters because public markets often reward recurring revenue more than one-off hardware delivery. It also matters strategically because Iridium gives Rocket Lab an installed base and a mission-critical brand. Instead of waiting years to build a new network from zero, Rocket Lab gets a working platform to expand, modernize, and potentially serve with its own launch system. The bear case is just as real. $8 billion is a large bet. The deal adds financing risk, integration risk, and execution risk. Rocket Lab is still building toward the full promise of Neutron. Iridium is a mature network business, not a magic growth engine. And the space industry has a long history of companies confusing technical ambition with economic returns. The question is not whether the strategy sounds impressive. It does. The question is whether the combined company can generate enough cash, customer growth, and network upgrades to justify the cost of the deal. If the answer is yes, Rocket Lab changes category. If the answer is no, the company may have bought complexity at exactly the moment it needed focus. So here is the clean way to think about it. Rocket Lab did not buy Iridium to kill Starlink next year. It bought a shortcut into the application layer of space. It bought customers. It bought spectrum. It bought a reason for Neutron to matter beyond third-party launch contracts. And most importantly, it bought time. Time is the hardest thing to buy in space because networks take years to build, customers take years to earn, and spectrum cannot simply be manufactured. That is why this deal is more interesting than the headline. The headline is competition with SpaceX. The thesis is whether Rocket Lab can become the first public market space utility that investors can actually own. My view is simple. This is not a SpaceX is in trouble story. It is a Rocket Lab is trying to change what kind of company it is story. That makes it more interesting, but also more dangerous. If you are watching RKLB, do not just ask whether the deal sounds bold. Ask whether Rocket Lab can turn Iridium's network into recurring economics before the balance sheet gets too heavy. That is the real test. If you want the next breakdown, I will compare Rocket Lab's new model against SpaceX, Global Star, and the rest of the satellite connectivity market.